Hey guys, welcome back to the Desert Wine Guy. So today I want to have a little conversation with you guys, okay? So I was reading an article today. Now forgive me, I'm really looking off because I have a lot of information that I want to relay to you guys, okay? Today I was reading an article on the North Bay Business Journal, okay? And I came across the article, and it was written by a man named Jeff Quackenbush, okay? And the article, this is the title of the article: Really a Cause for Alarm. Wineries urge to go digital as tasting room traffic declines. So I read the article, and the thought in the article was that, so I gotta phrase this because I don't wanna be blocked on YouTube. The thought in the article was that the decline in tasting room traffic was brought upon by, we'll just say, the virus, okay? All right. So Mr. Quackenbush's train of thought actually prompted me to rethink about an article I was going to write on my blog, probably about a year ago, okay? And the article I was going to write on my blog was how wineries are making money hand over fist on wine tasting, okay? Now don't get me wrong, there's nothing quite like going to, say, the Napa Valley and hitting up some really big wineries or even some small wineries, which is really cool. Having a tasting, looking around the vineyards, you know, it's really beautiful. The tasting rooms themselves are beautiful. The cool products they sell. I mean, I have coasters here that I got at one of the wineries. I hope you guys can see that. Really nice, you know. I got a poster over here that's beautifully framed about Napa Valley winery doors. Really nice stuff, okay? So don't get me wrong, I really don't have anything against wine tastings, okay? But the premise of my article was that wineries are making money hand over fist, okay? Now let me give you some numbers here, okay? All right, there's 25 ounces in a bottle, the average bottle of wine, okay? Each glass that is poured is you'll read different things online. Some say between 1 and 2 ounces, okay? Let's be nice, let's say 2 ounces, okay? Now there's 12 pours in a bottle, okay? Just to be conservative, okay? There's 12 pours in a bottle. There's just a little bit more, but let's be nice and let's say there's 12 pours in a bottle. Let's say that there's 5 wines laid out before you, okay? Let's say that the wine tasting, which is at, for instance, the Pejou Winery in Napa Valley, is $65 for a tasting, okay? That breaks down to about $13 for 2 ounces of wine, okay? So let's get those numbers, okay? That, if you calculate all that up, on each bottle of wine that they're pouring, they're making $156 for a bottle of wine. Now what you're also going to notice at these winery tastings is that there's different tiers of a wine tasting. So the more expensive a certain group of wines are, the more expensive that tasting will be. And of course, consequently, the winery ends up making the same amount of profit on each bottle of wine, perhaps even more, because now they're enticing you by saying there's a better produced wine. So you see where all this falls in, and then sometimes you'll even get a third tier of wine tasting. And of course, profit goes up each tier tasting. Plus, if they've put out good wine, you're going to go ahead and buy that wine, so they're making money on that as well. Now, keep in mind too, this is a numbers game, okay? So whether they make that $156 in that bottle of wine from just you, doesn't matter. But that one bottle of wine is making them, they're charging $156 for that bottle of wine, okay? Now multiply that by 4 or 5. Let's say 5 in this case, okay? That's a lot of money. So to wonder why there's a traffic drop in winery tasting rooms, to me, it's obvious, okay? If you've been paying attention at all to what's going on with our economy in this country, the economy's not doing well. There are hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their jobs, lost their homes. You've got tons and tons more that are on the verge of losing their homes. You got people that are not making the money they used to make. Okay, some of them aren't even making money. They're on government assistance now because they've lost their jobs. So their whole lives have changed. Their whole lives are just topsy-turvy right now. When you talk about going to a winery, or you talk about going to an espresso shop, or to even go to a convenience store or a restaurant, you're talking about something called expendable income. So your bills are paid, what's left over for you to have fun. Okay, that's expendable income. People don't have that expendable income anymore, and that is why, in my opinion, you're seeing all this traffic drop in the wineries. It's not because they don't want to go. It's not because they don't want to continue to live the beautiful, wonderful lives they've been living that allow them to pay this kind of money. They just can't afford to go. So I hope I gave you guys some food for thought here. And I'll tell you a little personal story. About a year ago, I had the opportunity to go to the Napa Valley and visit one of my daughters, okay? But then I started thinking, do I really want to spend $65 for a couple of few ounces of wine? And if to be honest, you go to Napa, you're not going to stop at one winery. You're not going to stop at two wineries. If you're going to drink the wine, you might stop at 4 or 5 wineries. Okay. If you're going to just taste the wine and spit, you might stop at a few more. But each stop at each winery, you're paying minimum $65. Stag's Leap is $75. So I hope I opened you guys' eyes on this a little bit more. I hope the next time you think about maybe going to a winery, you'll think about this, and then I don't know, whatever. Maybe you won't go. Maybe you'll decide not to go now. But another thing about this too, you go to these wineries, you're paying a lot more money at times for the same bottle of wine that you can buy in the store. I mean, go pick a bottle of wine, any bottle of wine. You don't even have to buy it or drink it. Just pick a bottle of wine, remember the price on it, remember the vintage, the price, take it home, or go home, punch it up on the internet. You tell me what that wine costs at the winery. You're going to see a big boost in price at the winery. Plus, you got to pay shipping when you just buy it at your local store. So, I hope I opened you guys' eyes on this stuff. I hope you really enjoyed the video and you learned something today. If you did, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys later. Thanks for checking out the Desert Wine Guy.